research now that shows how important play is throughout our lifespan. So that's one of my new soapboxes is trying to convince adults the importance of play. So that's what we're doing today. You can go ahead and advance, that's fine. Okay, so we're kind of looking at mental health as three pillars for our foundation. So we have a foundation or a pillar of love. So that's our connection, sense of belonging that we have to have as humans because we're social animals. We have the work pillar, which is our being able to be productive members of our community, to be challenged by things, but also feel successful when we try new things, all that. And then we have the pillar of play. The play is having that moment of joy in our life. I like to give the example like Disney's Inside Out. If we only had anger, sadness, disgust, and fear, that sounds absolutely horrible. We're not signing up for that. We have to have joy in there to balance it back out. Having that joy in there to fill up our own cups, and so that way we are able to give in relationships. We are able to give at work and productivity. And so it's really important that it is one of the main foundations. Okay, you can go ahead and advance. Okay, some of my favorite quotes about play for adults. One, adults need to play. We are a working creature, we are bonding creatures, and we are playing creatures. Even if you think about other animals that are social, like say wolves or cats, dogs, anything, part of the way they learn and develop is through play fighting, taking different roles, all that sort of thing. Next, philosophers from Plato to Sartre have observed that people are the most human, whole, free, and creative when they engage in play. If we are actually in the moment and we're actually engaged in play, we're not paying attention to roles, rules, perceptions, expectations. We are just being in that moment. And lastly, we don't stop playing because we grow old. We grow old because we stop playing. And our dear friend Betty White that just passed away, I think is, a perfect example of that. She had such an amazing sense of humor and a sense of play about her that we could have kept her for another 100 years, Okay, go ahead and advance. Okay, so now the fun part that this may be more generationally. I've done this on campus before, and people were like, what? But, Tina Turner, what's love got to do with it? What's play got to do with it? There are so many benefits of engaging in play. So one, you've got mind-body integration. So you are actually physically and mentally balanced, working at the same time. It improves your brain functioning. It can boost your creativity and insight. We're a lot more creative when we are not stressed. And so play reduces stress. Play promotes creativity. It gives us a chance to do rehearsal and mastery. I always like to give the example because it lets me talk about my daughter. And when my daughter was a toddler, we watched the Aristocats over and over and over and over. And we read the same book over and over and over. And that's just a perfect example that kids do that because they're trying to really get a good grasp of that information, trying to gain mastery over it. And so we do the same thing, and we even use that phrase like, well, let me play around with it and see what I can figure out. So we have that same need to be able to just try stuff without, high stakes. If you give me a new computer program to, figure out, and it has to be due today, and the president's office is waiting for it, that's going to really interfere with my ability to feel really confident in mastering that information. Play is also a stress relief. So if we are feeling all those signs of stress, tension, headaches, upset stomach, all those things, it can relieve a lot of those symptoms. Play is a great form of communication. Doing another quote that I have is, you can learn more about a person in an hour of play than a year of conversation, which a year of conversation is a great way to learn someone too. But play, it just strips away all those, preconceived notions, and it just lets us be and connect. It can improve relationships and connection. It promotes physical health and actually boosts our immunity and brings in that sense of joy, which I love that that's one of your core values, that you know how important that is. Okay, you can go ahead and advance. Okay, so here we're going to look at some different types of play for grown-ups. So here we have some construction or crafting. Go ahead and click again. Here we've got theater. Keep on clicking. We have stand-up comedy, miniatures, reading, being outside, playing with pets, board games. See what else we've got. Oh, computer games, phone games, dress up. We have sports. Whoops, one too many. And sports, baking, all sorts of things. So when we think about play, we tend to think about kids and toys, but we actually do engage in play regularly, or at least I hope that we're engaging in play regularly. So it's really important to think about what types of play you really enjoy and making sure that you have access to those. So it could be that maybe in college you're really involved in community theater and you haven't really had time that you felt like you could do that now that you're in the workforce, and those sorts of things. So making sure you know what your sense of play is and that you actually have access to that play as well. If you don't, if honestly you don't have time to devote to, learning and performing in a play, then maybe there's something else that you can do to get close to that. So maybe just an improv class, or maybe watching something with theatrical background, those sorts of things. Okay, go ahead and go forward. Okay, so we are going to be doing playtime with Michelle in just a few moments. And I thought this went along great with our introduction as well. During playtime, what I'm hoping that you will be willing and able to do is adopt a playful attitude. Don't worry about what other people are thinking, and just really be in the moment. And this is one of my favorite things about teachers. I think teachers tend to be good at this because you're basically entertaining all day in front of the classroom and trying to keep attention and keep people engaged. One of my favorite memories of doing play therapy, I was working at Stillwater Head Start, and I had brought a little guy down to the play therapy room, and we had our session, and we were walking back down the hall to returning to class, and I was, just chatting with teachers and stuff on the way back down the hall, and I walked him into the classroom. One of the other little kids said, "Oh, you're a superhero," and I was like, yeah, I kind of am a superhero. I'm out here helping people. And then I got back to the playroom and I still had a cape on or whatever we were playing. And so I just love that sense of don't take yourself too seriously. Just go ahead and have fun with it. Go ahead and advance. Ooh, this did not come up clearly. I'll make sure that you guys have a legible copy of this. These are some of the fun mental health activities we've got planned coming up for OSU this semester. So we're doing some mental health make and take for students. Last night we had students come and we gave them supplies, and we made lap pads to help regulate ourselves. So it's just using rice, Ziploc baggies, tape, and a pillowcase. We made weighted lap pads so they could take with them and use. So we've got a couple of different things there. We've also got a play therapy series coming later this semester when it's a little bit nicer outside. That we're just going to do different types of play in the middle of campus and invite anyone that wants to participate to join in. We also know that connection part is super important, and that sometimes it's really hard to not get isolated on campus, or hard to reach out and really find the people that you connect with well. So we're going to show students how to use Bumble BFF, which Bumble's a dating app, but the Bumble BFF is a friendship connection app. So these are just some of the ideas, the things that we're doing to try to hit, those three pillars, work, love, and play all together. Okay, you can go ahead. I wanted to just give this quick reminder that these are signs of distress. So whether you see this in yourself or a peer, keep an eye out for any major changes. So whether somebody's hygiene, appearance, appetite, sleep, weight loss, all those sorts of things. Keep an eye on that for yourself and your friends. If there's any major changes that were kind of unexpected, that may be a sign that your system is in distress. Go ahead. Okay, so this is now a little list for you to make for yourself. You don't have to do it right now, obviously, but to be able to identify what are some of your big stress triggers, and then what are some of your distress signals. So what are the signs or symptoms that you have that let you know that you're not doing okay? And then maybe come up with a few different options for play therapy for yourself to be able to help yourself get regulated again. So for example, if my stress triggers include doing reports at work, then I know that I'm probably going to have a stress response, stress reaction when I have to do those things. So maybe I want to do a little bit of grounding before I get started, or I want to schedule, as soon as I get through with this, I get to go, chit chat with a coworker or something like that. So this way we can kind of have a plan. We know what's coming and we know how to expect it, and what to expect, how to recognize it, and then what to do to help relieve it. You can go ahead and advance. This is the quick list I give to everybody that I talked about mental health. So I just wanted to give it to you guys too. So really quickly, the way that you manage to promote mental health in yourself is, one, protecting your physical health. So eating enough healthy food, getting enough sleep, and getting enough exercise. Doesn't mean you've got to get a personal trainer and all that sort of stuff, but make sure that you're moving throughout the day. Teachers tend to be on their feet a lot, so you're probably already moving. If you find that you're eating a lot of fast food or processed food, just look for ways to add in some more fresh foods as well. Also, practice good mental health habits, which means setting limits, not saying yes to everything, and taking a break from media daily, intentionally using healthy coping skills, so picking play or something else that's a good coping skill for you when you're not okay. Seek learning and mental challenge, again, that kind of work peer that we talked about, and then making sure that we are connected. It can be awkward and uncomfortable sometimes, but even if we don't like big groups of people, we are social animals and we need to feel connected and accepted by at least some other people. Okay, go ahead and advance. And I think we're going to do questions later. Is that right, Christy?
We can do either. So we have an extended at the end, but this is a great time for questions for Nikki as well.
Okay. Well, then I'll toss it out there for a couple of minutes. Any questions about mental health or play or what we're doing at OSU?
Nikki, I just want to say the engagement pieces, this isn't a question, this is just like a kudos. The engagement pieces you have for engaging students are amazing. And these are lifts that can happen, among our teams, with our stakeholders. So thank you for setting great examples that is something that's tangible that we can come together and do. That's fantastic.
Yeah, you bet. Well, and just an example too on cost, a lot of the play activities that we have for campus are going to be pretty much free. It's going to be a matter of paper items to trace and something to trace with. Last night we prepared 28 people to do weighted lap pads. So we had 280 pounds of rice and Ziploc baggies and tape and all of that. And for 28 people, it cost like $180 for all the supplies. So really, really cost effective when it comes. So we're not looking at, spending all the state budget. We're looking at ways to connect and really get to know each other and have joy.
Absolutely. And do you remember, Nikki will be... Well,
oh, go ahead. Okay. I was going to say, so now what I'm hoping that we are ready to do is pass it over to Michelle and let her show us a new way to play that I actually haven't got to do before either, so I'm excited to get to see.
Thank you, Nikki. That was fantastic. Thank you for sharing the amazing things you're doing at Oklahoma State University and in campus life, and for being present with us today and bringing us this great information. Such a great reminder. Before we pass off to Michelle, just very quickly, we will rejoin a breakout room. And what is one thing that you learned today about the importance of play? So share that with your fellow stakeholders. I think some of these things we know, but some of this we see it in a completely new way when we hear this information. So choose one thing that you learned today about the importance of play, share with the group, and describe one way you can look for a way to boost the presence of play in your work or personal life. So you will receive an invitation to a breakout room. Please click join. It'll be a very quick breakout, and we'll see you in a few minutes. So please feel free to click join on the icon in the middle of your screen and connect with your fellow stakeholders. We'll see you after breakout.
Christy, you're muted.
Welcome back. Everyone is rejoining us. Welcome back. Glad that you made it back from breakout room. Great conversations in the breakout room about the importance of play. You shared so many amazing ideas, and this is something we can continue to do to encourage one another on this journey. Miss Esperanza Darling, who is one of our counselor core members, was even sharing with the team earlier today about the importance of play and something their family did. Esperanza, is that something you're willing to share with the group?
Well, it wasn't my laughing in the shower story. This was a funnier one.
Yeah, I didn't even reference that, just no.
Right? I know. Well, somebody made the comment that it's a good thing it was my husband checking on me, not my kids. But my kids and I, we laugh a lot. And when we first got the masks, you know, the ones, the N95s that look more like a bill than flat on your face. Well, we all put those on, and I was in the middle of dinner, and for some reason, we all became the dodo bird family at that moment, because we were walking around and pecking on each other with the new mask. You look like a bird with that thing sticking out. And my son-in-law became a walking flamingo with that thing. And it just, we feel so, I mean, we're used to it now, everybody with a mask, but for some reason, I don't know why those have like, they're sticking out. So I don't know, we find in everything, we try to just find something funny, but we are the dodo bird family, and we'll walk around walking funny, and we'll turn sideways, and we'll do it in the car when we're driving too. I forgot about that. And people will drive by looking at us like, what is wrong with them? And we'll start doing this a lot, all of us together. We've even done it in synchrony now. I'll put on some really good music, and then we'll all start dancing, but we all got that duckbill face. People just laugh when they're driving by, like they're trying to find something funny in this difficult time. So smile. I'm learning to laugh through it.
Fantastic. Thank you for sharing, Esperanza. Which leads us into, when we're talking about laughter and the importance of play, to our next section. Our amazing partners from the Tulsa County Extension, the OSU Tulsa County Extension Office, are here with us today. Miss Michelle Bonacelli is with us, and she is going to talk to us about laughter yoga and the amazing benefits and how this is something that we can explore. Michelle, thank you so much for being with us today. We're so grateful for your contributions.
You are welcome. Thanks for having me. And I will admit, this is the first time that I will attempt to lead laughter yoga virtually. So you all be kind.
So that being said, Michelle, quick question. Should we all be unmuted so that we can hear the intermittent laughter, or should we remain muted and leave our videos on? How should we proceed in that, since this is virtual?
You know, I thought about that, and I think it'd be fine. We'll try it. We'll try it with everybody's unmuted so we can all hear each other, because it is contagious. So if you're just laughing by yourself, it's not as funny as you know, you're with other people. So we'll try it. You all are the guinea pigs. So if that doesn't work, we'll mute. I have just a little bit of education behind it. It does go in great overlay with what Nikki was talking about, and just how to be yourself and just enjoy the moment. And as you all know, children laugh a lot more than adults laugh. And so if we can take some advice from them or learn from them, that's part of it, is just laugh at whatever, you know, you see as funny. And especially now, we do need the laughter. And I don't, if you want to go to the next slide, I don't have my slides memorized, but okay. So I went through some training of laughter yoga training in, I believe, 2018. Yes, 2018. And the lady that is in Oklahoma, her name is Ellen Mercer, and she is in Oklahoma City, and she conducts training, or she used to. I'm sure now with the pandemic, you know, maybe a little bit different, but you can become a certified laughter instructor, which most people, when they hear that, think, what in the world is that? And they do kind of roll their eyes and like, and that seems silly. And basically, your body doesn't know the difference between me telling you a joke and me encouraging you to laugh during this session. And like you were saying, Christy, just when you start laughing and or I'm sorry, it was Aaron, when you just start laughing and you don't know why, but it's contagious. People see you and then they start laughing and then they want to join in. And a lot of times it's over nothing, but we just get in the moment and we laugh. And that has so many stress relievers. It helps with your breathing. It helps the tension in your shoulders. There's so many benefits to it, and we need to take part in it more. So next slide. So when you hear laughter yoga, a lot of people think, oh, I need to bring my yoga mat. I need to get in the correct clothes. And that's not it at all. Basically, a physician and his wife put their two sciences together. So he is a physician and she is a yoga instructor. So she developed this laughter yoga, which is a unique exercise that combines the laughter with yogic breathing. So you are encouraging or enhancing your body to breathe. So when we laugh, we exhale and we automatically take a deep breath. So we laugh and then take a deep breath, which often we don't. As adults, we breathe very shallow, and then therefore we do hold our stress a lot of times in our shoulder and our neck. So next slide. So this is the history. It is in the name is Dr. Madan Kateri, and you can go ahead and hit. So this originated in 1995 in India. And currently, now this was a few years ago, there was over 9,000 laughter clubs, and it's over 100 countries. So it is research-based. So with OSU Extension, we cannot participate or promote anything that is not research-based. So this has benefits that we know of. So it's not just we are, thinking, oh, I think this would be good for you. So it's the universal language. So I don't know how many of you have people in your classes or people in your neighborhood or in your community groups. A lot of times there is a language barrier, but it's something we can all enjoy in together. And it's an exercise in a group encouraging eye contact. So if we were together, I would have some volunteers with me, and we would be walking through the group and making eye contact with you. And when I'm laughing right at you, it's often hard to not participate. Next slide. So, and this has several, so you can just put them all there. And we've kind of talked about this already, that life is challenging. We have negative situations. We have losses and fears and tension and anger and criticism. We have pain in our body, in our mind, and in our spirit. And we do have those inhibitions, which we just said that, we're trying to be adultish and not show the silliness that we have. And all of those things can lead to depression and to stress. And obviously, whatever is bugging you. Okay. Laughter yoga can help. So it's research-based. We've talked about that. It's real hard to say fake laughter. So we just want to say we're encouraging you to laugh. So we're not telling jokes, but we are encouraging you to participate with us. But your body receives the same psychological and physiological benefits. Next. So it's all about the breath. There is a quote that I like to insert when we're talking about this. This is from the president of Sports Training Institute, and his name is Dr. Michael Weiss. And he said, breathing correctly is the key to better fitness, muscle strength, stamina, and athletic endurance. So when we laugh, we will inhale long, and then we exhale even longer. It encourages our mental awareness, our focus, our attention, our self-confidence. So think of times when you have had a really good laugh with one of your best friends or your family members. You have that trust, and you do have that eye contact and a social bonding. It relaxes your muscles. Okay, so 3 rules. No new pain. So if you have something that's already hurting you, if your neck's already hurting or your back's already hurting, don't increase that pain. So just remember that. If you have had recent surgery, be careful because, breathing deeply and things like that could cause it some extra pain. So we're going to try just to laugh. And like we said, we're going to do it virtually and we'll see how that works. And we'll be laughing intentionally and we will have fun. And what I like about this, you don't have any equipment. You don't need a sense of humor. Thank goodness, because I'm not a stand-up comic. There is no pills, no money, no difficult positions. You just laugh. And I like this quote also, the definition of joy, the commitment to have fun regardless of all the stuff that is going on. So many of us may have started our day rough or our week, but for this few moments, we're going to just laugh and enjoy. We don't laugh because we're happy. We are happy because we laugh. All right, we ready? You may want to stand up or you may want to stay seated. I don't know, whatever's most comfortable for you. So we're going to start with a warm up, and there's 3 different ways that we kind of encourage this deep breathing. So put your hands on your belly like Santa Claus, and we're going to say ho, 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 ho. And then we're going to put your hands on your chest and you'll say ha, 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 ha. And then on your jaw, and it is he, he. So you can already feel the air going all the way through your lungs, and don't, again, try not to get lightheaded or anything like that. So we will do it again a little bit faster. So on your belly, ho, 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 ha, 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 he. So can you tell the difference in all of those the 3 different ways? And Christy's going to start laughing. We're not even started yet. And if somebody's in your office or in your house, they're going to think you're crazy. We did this one time at a community center, and 2 teenagers came with their grandmother, and they just kind of set off to the side. And I don't know if they're laughing at us, but they were laughing. So it was fine. All right, one more time. We'll do our ho, 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 ha, 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 he. Okay. Then we have different ones that we're going to practice. And so when we end, we're going to say, very good, very good, very good. Yay! Together. So it's our encouragement together. So let's practice that. Very good, very good, very good. Yay!
Yay!
And so you're already smiling and we haven't even started. All right, so we will start with a namaste. So we will just say namaste. And if we were together, we would be walking around and saying namaste, but try to look in people's eyes and connect with them and say namaste.
Namaste. Namaste.
And then we will end. Very good, very good, very good. Yay! Very good, very good, very good. Yay! All right, so we are going to practice. We're going to pretend that you either electronically, you saw your phone, your credit card bill, or you saw it in paper. So we're going to open up our bill. So either however way you want to do that. And we're going to laugh as we see it, because it is after the holidays. Okay, so we were thinking, oh, then we're going to close it back up. And then, oh, oh. And then we actually open it and we see, oh. And actually it's not funny, but we're gonna laugh at it anyway. Very
Oh,
good,
my
very
goodness.
good, very good. Yay.
Yay.
Very good, very good, very good. Yay. All right. So our next one, and there
My
are
favorite.
hundreds of these that we could do. So how many of you have been in church or you've been in the library and you're not supposed to laugh? Or you've been in a really serious business meeting and you're not supposed to laugh, but somebody starts something and you just chuckle. So we're going to start with a very polite little library laugh. Okay.
Good.
And so then it's contagious, right? Other people are in the meeting. You've seen it in school. And then before long, everybody's laughing. Okay. Very good. Very good. Very good. Yay. Very good. Very good. Very good. Yay. All right. Let's see. So we have either a no money laughter or we have a jackpot laughter. I think we
Oh
should
my
go for the
God.
jackpot laughter, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so you have your ticket that you just bought at Quick Trip or wherever you bought it from, and you're reading off your numbers, and all of a sudden they all match. And so how are we going to react? Yay! Yay! You're going to move around
You're
the
rich,
room and you're
Kenny,
going
right?
to tell people, you're going to call people. Yay!
I won. Oh, no.
All right, very good, very good, very good. Yay! Very good, very good, very good. Yay! All right, so all of us have some aches and pains. So put your hand on whatever's hurting you today. If it's your neck, if it's your shoulder, if it's your back,
That's my sorry.
we are just going to laugh that pain away.
I
Okay?
was in popping.
Oh, okay. Well, let's see if we can laugh it away.
So it reminds me of the movie with Robin Williams. Oh, what was the movie? Was it Patch?
Mm.
Patch Adams.
Patch Adams, yes. And so he was a medical doctor and he encouraged people, especially children, to laugh. And obviously that helps, like we said, everything, your pains and aches to go
Like
away.
one time I ran and jumped onto a chair and then
All right, very good, very good,
My
very
legs
good.
went
Yay!
away.
Very good, very good, very good. Yay. All right. All right. I like this one because it encourages you to really breathe. So we are going to pretend that we have a brown bag, just a brown lunch bag. And we are going to inhale and then blow into our bag. And then we're going to, that's what we are blowing into the bag is our stress and our tension and our worries and our fears. And so then we're going to count after we've blown it up, we're going to count 1, 2, 3, and we're going to pop the bag. Okay, so big breath, blow into your bag. Big breath. One more time. And now I want you to pop that bag. I would think this would be a really good exercise with children too. It's a good way to have that physical of like popping all that stress and emotion and anger and things like that. Plus it gets you to breathe, which we need more of. Okay. Very good. Very good. Very good. Yay. Very good. Very good. Very good. Yay. I have one that is similar to that one. But we'll get to that in just a second. So now we're going to act like that we're on a roller coaster. So how many of you like roller coasters? No, not so much. All right, so we're going to act like we're going up the roller coaster and then down the roller coaster, okay? So here we go. We're gonna do that tension of the anticipation. So. And yeah, those of you that put your hands up. So here we go. Oh. Ah. And then put your hands up. And again, you're smiling and you're breathing. So that's our point. Very good, very good, very good. Yay. Very good, very good, very good. Yay. And I know we're running short on time. I just have a couple more. All right, so this time we're going to put our hands together like this and imagine that your stresses and your worries and your fears and anger were all into your hands. And we're going to release them just a little bit at each time. So we're going to let them go and laugh at them. Ready? Ha! 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 And then we're going to release them all. Very good, very good, very good. Yay. Very good, very good, very good. Yay. All right, and this one we are going to end with, and you are going to, if you're not already standing, stand and give yourself a standing ovation. So here we go. Yay! Yay! Very good. And we could go on for hours, but I know we're short on time. And this is something, if we were together, I didn't know if I wanted to try it, but you know, the little song, the more we laugh together, 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 the more we laugh together, the happier. So that's something you could incorporate with your class or even with, you know, your coworkers and things like that, just to start. Sometimes those long, boring meetings, we just need some laughter because everything is heavy right now. Any questions? Did anybody have anybody in the room with you when you were doing this? Erin, did they think you're crazy?
It was my daughter and my teenage daughter, and I was trying to get her to do it, and she literally said, "You're not being funny." So that's why I walked into the other room. So it's like, okay, well.
But Erin,
Yeah.
that is funny.
That's why I shared with the group earlier that she makes me laugh all the time. So yeah, it was.
Well, thank you all for participating, and thank you for being my first virtual group.
Michelle, that was amazing. I heard lots of laughter. I was trying not to be the loudest one because it felt so good. Thank you for everything. We appreciate your contributions so very much. This is so needed at this time, and it's accessible. It's free. It is contagious. Like there's so many other things that are running around like that right now that are not doing us well. We need to grab onto the things that are.
Right.
So appreciate you. Nikki, thank you so much. Thank you both for all the work that you're lifting in the community. We know how people are hurting and how much your contributions are making an impact. And we hope to continue strengthening this partnership and just connecting with you on a more frequent basis, and for you to connect with us and let us know how we can support you moving forward. So thank you for being here. We appreciate you. Michelle's contact information as well as Nikki's are contained within the slide deck. We do have these sessions, of course, recorded with permission from OSU and the OSU Extension Office to share those. If not, of course, we will not be sharing those, so we can have that conversation at a later date, but we have recorded that in the hopes that we might be able to share that with stakeholders who were not present. If you would right now, just drop into the chat what most impacted you about the impact of laughter on your life. So it impacted you, but what does the impact of laughter actually do for you? Like, as you were processing that today, what did that do for you today? Or what does that do for you in total? And why not laugh? Like, why not laugh? What do you think? How can this be embedded? Because Miss Rosemary, I know, is facilitating groups today at Hoover Elementary. Hello, Miss Rosemary. And has kiddos who are ready to participate in laughter groups and looking for opportunities to seize joy. So drop those in the chat, and we'll go ahead and take a look at those. So it looks like makes me feel lighter and less stressed. I feel more relaxed, lighten my mood. It truly relaxes me. Like, these are all amazing things. It is a great release of negative energy. So I still want to find that lottery ticket. Do you have that for real, Michelle? Because like, that made me laugh with lots of joy. So if anybody finds that, let me know and I'll come laugh with you, and share that joy with you. But thank you for bringing your skills, your amazing contributions to the community, your expertise, and sharing it with us today. We will continue this work. Please know that the folks on this call, many of them have a tremendous scope of influence at their sites. We're talking about hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of students and families. Many of them who are present today have a large scope of influence throughout the entire district. They represent the entire district and have connections throughout. So we'll be impacting 34,000 stakeholders, plus their, students, plus their families, plus additional stakeholders. So what you've contributed today will continue far and wide. So thank you so much. In our closing today, Ms. Rosemary, and I know we're a little long, but I think it was worth it to laugh, right? Extra giggles are always good. So Ms. Rosemary, if you would take it to our self-care and talk to us just briefly and let us engage in what this looks like. It is very important that we practice self-care. It is also very important that every convening, every connection we have, we end with an optimistic closure. So Miss Rosemary, one of our phenomenal Counselor Corps members, Kenitra Williams, is also with us today. Miss Esperanza Darling, who is a Counselor Corps member, in addition to our faithful partners and some of our amazing counselors throughout the district. But Miss Rosemary, if you will lead us out in this practicing of self-care, we would appreciate that.
Okay, thank you, Christy. Hello, everyone. And as you can see, I had a student who came in earlier, so I was going to have him join us in the laughter yoga, and he had to step out and take his medication. So of course, the medication brings him down. And so we're doing laughter. Actually, it helped him though, because he was able to start talking about other things that made him laugh. So thank you, Michelle. Well, practicing self-care, and that's how to take care of ourselves as we navigate through work and life. And as we know, this is a great time to be taking care of ourselves because of all of the stress that we encounter on a daily basis with this whole pandemic situation and all of the worries and things that come up in our life. And we really need to think about practicing self-care because it's going to make us better at what we do. It's going to make us better and being productive at what we do. I actually had a student that come in this morning who was just crying and they didn't know anything else to do with it, but say, could you help her out? Well, she was stressed out. And so just talking to her and just doing a little de-stressing and exercise breathing techniques. And I actually showed her a little video of yoga laughter and it brightened up her day so she can go on throughout the day. Now, I'm not being so stressed and overloaded in the 5th grade, but we know that practicing self-care is going to look different for everyone because some people are more active and they want to do things physically active and others are not so active. They want to sit down and relax as part of their self-care. Christy has named me the self-care shaman. And that is funny to me because she just have no idea how many times I can take a whole day of self-care. So my favorite thing to do when I'm not working and I'm away from everybody is to do nothing. So do nothing is part of self-care. So any activity we actively choose to do to take care of our physical, mental, and emotional well-being. So whatever you can do to make sure that you're relaxing or you are de-stressing throughout that day, that's part of self-care. I know when Nikki was talking about playing, I love playing. And one of the things that my family do every time we get together for a holiday or anything, somebody brings out the Scrabble board because we're going to challenge each other with Scrabble. And that is part of self-care. And a lot of the things that we do, and it can be very simple things, and we're going to talk about the 4 aspects of self-care: mentally, emotionally, socially, and physically. So you can go ahead and switch that slide out. Because self-care is something we enjoy doing and not something we feel forced to do. So we have to take care of our mind, and we have to do things that's going to enrich our minds. Just pull out a crossword puzzle or a Sudoku or whatever it is that you like doing. You know, if you get tired or you get stressed, oh, well, let me pull this out and just play with this for 5 minutes, or, you know, even if it's 45 seconds. Any part of your day that you can do something that's going to center more on you just having fun, just something that's going to make you happy, something that's going to relax you, is self-care. And it's not something that you have to really think hard about. It's just something that you do, because that's taking care of you. And especially if you want to take care of others, you gotta take care of you first, okay? Once we start doing those simple things, such as taking breaks. If you're a person like me or Christy or Kenitra, you just work all through the day. However, it's necessary to take breaks. And taking that break just simply means, okay, just let me think about something else for a moment. Let me get up away from the computer, you know, anything like that. It's just simply just getting up and walking around your building. Of course, you wouldn't do it on a day like that because it is too cold, but anything you can do to just refresh yourself. And emotionally, we have to think about, you know, we do have feelings, and our feelings are valid, whatever they may be. As we talk to the kids and tell them, okay, it's all right to be angry sometimes, but we have to see where we're going to direct that anger. We have to, and it's all right. That's the normal reaction. And some of the times when we're at work, and I like the one stressor that the lady did when she said, when you're at work and that person come up to you and you want to strangle their neck because you don't want it, and you just sit and look at them, say, and they'll leave you alone because they know that's not the time. Okay, so take those breaks and practice mindfulness. Practice mindfulness and take time to mentally just relax and do relaxing activities, okay? Self-care also means being patient and kind to yourself. Sure, you messed up. Who doesn't mess up? Don't beat yourself up. But oops, that was an oopsie. I'll do better next time. You know, keep moving. Don't sit and just think about something you mull something over in your mind that you did wrong. Okay, we all do things wrong. We get over it and move on. Okay, and one of the things as far as your emotional self-care, gratitude. Think about what happened good today. You know, and if we wake up in the morning, think about what can go good today instead of what can go bad. What can go good today? How will I be effective today? Think about three things that you are grateful for every day. You know, I'm grateful that I woke up this morning. I'm grateful that that pain I had yesterday is no longer here. Whatever it is, just think of those things that you can be grateful for. Okay, and physically, we know that we need to exercise and eat healthy, get the sleep that we need. And I know those things, you hear them all the time, but actually putting that to practice, you want to do that. And if you like all of those sweet things, one day just say, you know what, I'm going to fast sweets today. I'm not going to eat any sweet things today. Or maybe a half a day. For some of us, an hour or two. Whatever it takes to change some of those habits that we have. So you can do that as far as helping your diet, helping yourself get rid of some of bad habits that we have in eating, physically exercising. Okay, you're not a runner, neither am I. So walking is good. But if I don't want to walk, maybe it's time to clean out that closet. You know, being tidy, that's self-care. So let me go in there and get rid of those old clothes and get rid of those things that I've been hanging on. You know, I'll never get into that size 6 again. So let me get rid of that out of my closet. So just things like that, because when you cleaning out that closet, you're physically exercising. See how simple that can be. And so those are the things that we want to think about when we are taking our self-care. And social self-care, let's get connected. Because in this pandemic world, we see what happens to us when we're isolated. When we were just sitting at home, couldn't talk to anybody, you know, that was horrible. Now we have to make sure we call people up, talk to them. I'm glad for Zoom. At least I can see your faces and see your smile, even if you're not in the same room with me. So we want to keep that social, we want to keep that connection with family and friends, however we can do it. And so just practice those things and you will be taking care of yourself every day. Okay?
So Miss Rosemary, thank you so much for grounding us in as we were thinking about how we can take care of everyone else today and laugh and how we can incorporate that, how we just, when every time we close this, that we think about how we can care for ourselves, so we continue to be a support for others. So thank you, Nikki. Thank you, Michelle. You all were amazing. Thank you, Rosemary, our self-care shaman. And please know that we are here to support you and how you are lifting your work throughout the district, throughout your agencies, how you are partnering. Many of you are partners that have come alongside today. We are so grateful to have all of these stakeholders coming together every month. Please know that everyone that was present today has a large influence and that this information will go forth and support so many people. So thank you again. Do know that we have great things coming next month. And I do appreciate your patience today. Laughing and all the things that went long were great, but we still know that it's long. So thank you for your patience. We know you have to go to your next Zoom, but next month on Wednesday, February 16th at 12 p.m., we'll be discussing exercise and emotional health. For anyone that's interested, please share this deck. Please share that link so that they can pre-register. Registration is not required, but it's highly encouraged. So please, or you can scan that QR code. We also have a new, and I know we've answered all those questions already, but I know we have a new counselor core member who has some great things coming for our Latinx community as well. So we'd love to offer these convenings specifically to our Spanish speaking stakeholders. So partners, we'd love to connect with you on that. We're ready to go with that. Esperanza started yesterday and we're rolling today. So please reach out to us so we can discuss how we can support one another in those efforts. Do know that there's a wellness library. Simply scan this URL or scan this QR, go to the tiny URL. We have a wealth of resources for you at your fingertips, including resources available within the district, things that you can share with stakeholders, everything from child abuse reporting to suicide prevention to who your resources are in the district. So thank you as always. You're amazing. Go and be well. And we will look forward to seeing you next time. Thanks all. See you next time.